Welcome, everybody. Toyota Stadium, Fenton, Missouri is the site between this matchup between St. Louis FC and Pittsburgh Riverhounds. I'm Bruce Silverman along with Alberto Munoz, and we've got a good one for you tonight. And we're going to take a look at your players to watch. We'll start with Pittsburgh, Albert, and it is Corey Herzog and his 7 goals.
As I was just mentioning to you, Bruce, I mean, one of my favorite players. 2 assists, 7 goals. I mean, he's a forward, he's a leader, he has vision, he has speed, he has it all. He's a player I've been watching and doting the whole season. I mean, he's exceptional to watch.
And now let's take a further look at Seth Rudolph, your Toyota player to watch. He had a brace the last time out against the Rowdies.
Yeah, and he also has 3 goals so far. I mean, this poacher, he's very skillful and he's so strong in the box. I mean, he's going to make a difference for any team he plays for. St. Louis has this. He's a gem, and we'll see him tonight hopefully make a difference and score some goals.
He is definitely the catalyst. And now let's take a look at the starting 11 brought to you by the Syberg's family of restaurants. Pittsburgh, and same lineup they had the last time out.
Yep, traditional 4-4-2. I mean, they're going to look to link up their outside wings, Kerr and Parks, with Herzog and Walsh. Very steady in the midfield. They're going to have a very tough time penetrating if they obviously keep their attack-minded players. So I want to see how this lines up goes against St. Louis's 4-4-2.
Yeah, Kerr and Herzog have to mesh in order for everything to work. For St. Louis, another traditional 4-4-2 and a lineup that they have very familiar.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle of the midfield here. I mean, you have Stojko and Mirkovic linking up with David and Jackson. So, again, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see who wins the possession game, which is ultimately the most important, and who attacks and who scores tonight.
For these teams, both teams in goal differential in the negative variety. St. Louis has scored more. Pittsburgh has given up less. Let's see how it all shapes up when we come back from St. Louis. Welcome back to Fenton, everybody. St. Louis FC and Pittsburgh Riverhounds, both of these teams just below the Mendoza line, looking up at the playoff picture. Bruce Silverman along with Alberto Munoz. And Albert, both of these teams have the ability to score goals, but they also give up goals. That makes for an interesting one. Take a look at the 2 coaches, DeBrand and Preki, saying hello.
My past experience with Preki, I mean, we go way back from the MLS games. All-star player, all-star coach. It's going to be interesting how his lineup performs tonight. And as you mentioned, both these teams are attack-minded, but I guess they have some loose defensive mistakes on occasion. So hopefully they correct these mistakes. But it's going to be an interesting game, and I think it's going to be a possession game, and they're going to be pursuing battle of the midfield in the first few minutes to see who dictates the first goal.
All right, so we are going to get this thing underway. We need to tell you that it is now time for the Mercy Sports Medicine injury update. Wes Sharpie and his knee not available tonight. So, ball is already down the pitch. Just to let you know, St. Louis is in the blues. I'm sorry, they're in the whites. And we're just getting things underway.
Yeah, Bruce, it's going to take a minute for both these teams to get acclimated. I mean, this is a large field, as you can tell. Most likely, you're going to try to get everyone to get involved, get a first touch on the in the first few seconds, get those nerves out, and then obviously let their tactics come into play.
Already inside the box. That's broken up momentarily, and it will reverse the field. Nice stop on the ball. Don't see that very often when a guy just steps on it to stop it.
Not too common. Shows confidence, though. Hopefully that correlates into the rest of the game here.
Already sliding it forward. Washington inside the box. Centered, but nobody home. St. Louis now on it. But Pittsburgh doing a good job of getting right back on. Big rip from distance. Corner coming up, and Greenwis not happy with his defense.
That's an exceptional start to the game here by Pittsburgh. I mean, these are the type of shots that you want your midfielders to be taking. Okai, Soto, whoever has a chance and the ability should be taking chances right off the bat. And they're putting Greenwis to work right off, and this is a set piece to continue. So hopefully Pittsburgh obviously penetrates immediately and you know, makes some entertainment here for the fans.
Pittsburgh kept it on the ground, and then an unforced error will result. And everybody staying where they are. And it looks like the referees weren't happy with that quick start, so now we're going to have a throw.
That was Romero Parks with that long shot. I mean, he scored several goals in the past that I've actually called with the same type of shot, Bruce. I mean, he's very dangerous in the midfield. If he gets the chance to turn, he'll whip it in. He does not have any fear. He'll come in and try to score up our 90 off the first few minutes.
Romeo Parks will take his rips from that outside position. Mitchell puts it into the stand, so it will be a throw for St. Louis. Ryan Howe sends it downtown. Gonna race forward before it goes out. Pittsburgh will have the throw.
If I know Preki's style at all, I know he's going to want possession in the midfield by Stoico. That's his main player, along with Mirkovic. They're always looking to, you know, hold and create. I mean, he's traditionally a very creative player, always looking to, you know, look for the 1-2 and the actual dribble, take that shot. So he's going to want to implement that into his team right off the bat, so they can actually, you know, create some momentum for the St. Louis crowd here.
Play on, says Varga. Mitchell with the sliding save. Looked more like a Pittsburgh Pirate than a Pittsburgh Riverhound on that one.
Whatever works, Bruce.
So both teams have taken one trip down the pitch, and here's the second one. Is Rudolph, our player to watch, was on the attack. Throwing coming up for Ledbetter, and he throws into the box. Stoikov intercepted, gets it back. Ledbetter centers. Cleared out by Pittsburgh. Ball spending a lot of time in the air. Centered and cleared out off that back line, but right back into the box before Pittsburgh finally gains possession.
A lot of energy in the first few seconds, first few minutes already at this point, Bruce. Both teams really fighting for that ball, which is great to watch because it shows a lot of energy, a lot of fight, and ultimately whoever creates the most chances and is efficient with their chances is going to come out on top. So we'll see how that continues.
Varga with the whistle. Set piece coming up. First one of the evening for St. Louis.
Traditionally speaking, set pieces are very key for St. Louis. I mean, they like the aerial battles. They are very strong in the air. In the past, they've always fought for corner kicks and free kicks. So it's going to be very dangerous here for St. Louis.
Appia, right foot. Headed away by Pittsburgh. No look back heel pass does not find its intended target. Here comes Pittsburgh on the counter. Parks for Herzog. Pulls up the brakes.
Our player to watch. Very dangerous. I mean, hopefully he gets involved right off the beginning of the game. He usually takes a little his time to get involved. He eases into the game, but hopefully he makes an impact right after the beginning.
And this is another corner coming up. Second one of the match for Pittsburgh. Herzog over there. See if he decides to stay. It's usually Kerr. And Corey will walk away.
I think he's a better target than an natural set piece taker. So.
And the right foot of Kerr is where they normally go on these activities. Right foot, high in the air, got a head on it. Just couldn't convert it.
It's exactly the idea they were looking for. I mean, these set pieces are crucial for both teams.
That was dangerous as that ball was sent backwards and Grinwis had to clear it.
What a terrible mistake that could have been. I mean, it seemed like it's happened so fast we couldn't really tell. It looked like there was a back pass to the goalie and he had to clear it off the line almost.
Not sure exactly what happened with that. You can draw your own conclusions.
What a
St. Louis already on the ball, sending it forward. Flag is down. And then cleared out by Pittsburgh.
I was going to say what a start that would have been. That type of goal would have happened in the first 5 minutes.
It would have been one of the more bizarre own goals you would have seen. Duffy sending it well down the pitch. Parks throws it out wide. Herzog will track it down. Stays on. Back to Parks. Flicks it over for Solto. Solto. Distance. Off the mark.
Cheeky player by Herzog to start the play. And great touching here across the field through Parks. And Soto, I mean, it's the type of play that he's born to do. I mean, he wants those shots. He has a great lethal shot. I've seen him in the past. He's dangerous and well attempted. First 8 minutes is what you need from your team.
Look, he's not afraid to go right at it, and that's what Pittsburgh needs to do. They really have to go. They got 26 goals, giving up 23.
Oh yeah, they have a lot of strengths up in the attacking third for their team here. And they have dangerous players. All 3 attackers, 4 attackers they all score goals. This is what you need.
St. Louis has given up 32 goals on the season, so if you're Pittsburgh, you want to challenge them. St. Louis will work that back line before they move forward. Stoikov goes backwards. Pleva, and they go all the way back to their keeper, Grinwis. And if you're Grinwis, you don't have a lot to grin about early in this match. You really don't. We're 10 minutes in, and really he's been attacked for the majority of this match.
Oh yeah, it's been a choppy start for St. Louis. They need to get their feet. They need to make sure those balls that go through the midfield to Stoikov are smooth and they're collected and they don't want any mistakes. Preki wants his team to be flawless, but at this point, Pittsburgh obviously puts a lot of pressure right off the bat. That's what they do. So it's suffocating sometimes for the defensive line here from St. Louis.
Parks and Solto couldn't connect, so that's why St. Louis is on the ball right now. Kleva sends it forward. Ledbetter. Stoikov inside, nice move. Can he get it off the shot? Intercepted. And then a late flag goes up on that offside. When you were playing, did you like when the referee was quick on the flag or slow on the flag?
I'd prefer to quick, especially if it's against my side. But I mean, if I'm going in my favor, I'm going to obviously fight for that call. But it depends on what side you're on. But offensively speaking, I'd prefer a quick call and get it over with. If it is, that's fine. Let's go keep playing. But I like that idea. Stoikov penetrating the ball through David. David creating a little through ball action here. It shows some creativity on St. Louis, and this is what they need. Try to get like initial goal playing at home.
Should have pulled the trigger a little bit faster. Grenouille sending everybody forward so that he can put that right foot into it. .50-50 won by St. Louis, but Pittsburgh picks it up. Here comes St. Louis into the box, intended for David, knocked away. Corner kick coming up, the Electro Savings corner kick. And David can be very dangerous throughout this match. If they can get him, he needs to pull the trigger a little bit faster on the shots. He's holding a little too much, waiting for more people to be around him. Appia. Stoikov was looking to try to get it off. That's a loose ball. Cleared out by Pittsburgh. Dangerous.
Looked like dangerous. Looked like a push there on the goalie, the goalkeeper here for against St. Louis.
Pittsburgh goal was wide open. St. Louis couldn't take advantage of it.
Going back to your comment about David, I mean, I totally agree. I mean, I've seen him in the past play more of a defensive midfield role, and he seems to be pushed up today, which means he is very dangerous. He has a great shot on goal. He has a lot of confidence. I mean, might be a tactic from Preki, noticing that he has those attributes, and they're going to favor his team.
Right now, Pittsburgh seems to be very, very chaotic on that defensive side, Albert. And you see the frustration from Trey Mitchell. If they don't get their act together, it could be very, very interesting. All right, here is a replay.
Very dangerous play there. I mean, St. Louis had a chance. I mean, Pittsburgh obviously is on their heels, like you just mentioned. And you check the possession stats, it's only 50-50 so far. I mean, it's equal possession. It's an open game. Both teams are having their chances. It's going to be an efficient and quality play that's going to make the difference for both these teams.
Well, right now, very frantic start, 14th minute. It's almost end-to-end. There's been very little play in the middle third by either one of these teams. And that's a long-distance punt right there. Greenway's quick to pick it back up.
That's correct. I mean, well put there. I mean, it is an end-to-end. It's not a possession so far. I mean, it's not a clean possession game. It's not fought in the midfield. It seems like it's just long ball after long ball, turnover after turnover. So both teams need to clean up their midfield play just a little bit to actually have a little bit more quality play in the midfield.
Pittsburgh back on the ball, sending it forward. Okai out wide. Kerr centers into the box. Parks was looking to tee up on it. He gets right back on the ball before it's sent right into the feet of Washington. Okai. Walsh was tripped up momentarily before it's cleared out by St. Louis. Parks doing a lot of duty, a lot of running right now. Possession goes in favor of St. Louis.
There's a lot of scrambles going on both ends. Both teams are just trying to find their feet. I mean, it seems that both teams just want to create, have a lot of energy, but nothing's been situated yet. Nothing's been clear. So far, That's what we've seen. Hopefully it changes and it gets a little bit more of a quality play every time.
Ball at the feet of David. Can he find a foot to get the shot off? No, he cannot. Here comes Parks, all-out run. He's got some options. Herzog, number 8. Whoa, some big-time defense. Ledbetter just got his body on it. Otherwise, this is a 1-0 game in the 16th minute.
Incredible lead up here. I mean, Parks looking like Usain Bolt down the field, speedy and great touch by Herzog, setting himself with the right foot, but he could not get that shot off past Grinwis, who cut the angle. Great deflection, and it also hit his defender. So,
yeah, if it's not for Ledbetter chasing back on the ball, it was a good save by Grinwis. All right, Herzog, right foot. Headed away easily by St. Louis. But they're giving up the possession. Washington. Solto. It seems like both of these teams are really not asserting themselves. They're more reactionary so far. It's more of the turnover that is the major storyline in this game, and not so much either team settling the ball down and building from behind.
Correct. There's no control in the midfield, and it seems like it's a breakaway game. So I agree with you completely. And both teams are just fighting for that control. They need to, have sound touches, a little bit more possession, and then maybe settle down a bit. I mean, it's the first 15, 20 minutes of the game. Usually it's very high energy, obviously very low quality. It's just a lot of running and scrambling. So hopefully they'll settle down, and you'll see a little bit more possession play and control.
That sent forward. Herzog, he's going to be all by himself. He slows down, takes the shot. Another big save by Grinwis. But if you're Corey Herzog, why do you take so long to get that shot off? All he has to do is get it to his right foot, right around the 18, and he's one-on-one. He took too long to get it to that right foot.
Did you see how many times he looked over? It seems like he always wanted to make that cross. He wasn't confident with his left foot. He's a right-footed player. As a striker, you need to be very versatile and shoot with both feet. He is a striker. He needs to be more aggressive there and go forward. He had a great chance.
But Albert, he was so far ahead of that ball, all he had to do was touch it with the left to move it to the right. He just kept letting it drift out
He hesitated.
to the left. All right, it will be Parks taking this corner. Another right foot, out swinger, high in the air. Adam pulls it out once again, and you can see the frustration from Grinwis and his defense.
Very active first half for Grinwis. First 18 minutes, he's had several shots against him, but he has come up very strong. He's done really well to cover angles.
David almost forcing that unforced error on Trey Mitchell. Mitchell punts it high into the air. And that will be a throw coming up for Pittsburgh. Washington. Walsh to Parks. Back to Walsh. Hangs on to it. Just couldn't get it there. A lot of activity in that 18 for Pittsburgh tonight.
Good idea by Pittsburgh. And Herzog has had now two clear chances in my opinion. One with the right foot, one with the left foot. He's done well to shoot, but again, a little hesitation on the star there. He needs to be a little bit more aggressive to make a difference for Pittsburgh tonight. They're depending on him to really goal score, and he's the type of player that he will score several goals in one game if he has the opportunity.
Be sure to visit one of 7 local St. Louis area Toyota dealerships. That back heel pass by Parks, intended for Walsh, but Pleva got there first. So far, you have to give the edge in this match to Pittsburgh. They have really been on the attack, looked a little bit sharper. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Solto out wide. Kerr pulls up the brakes. Back to Solto. Inside. Walsh with 2 on his hip. And things could get a little testy as Laurent Varga has really let this game play out.
Yes, Bruce. I mean, Pittsburgh has had a leg up so far. I mean, they're losing a little on the possession game when it comes to stats, but they have had more chances. They're creating quality chances. They've had shots on goal. They've pressured Grinwis, who has been stellar. St. Louis needs to step up. They need to get close. They need to close up their back. They need to make sure they create a bit more. They need to look for David to be creative. But so far, the game is still very wide open for both teams.
Whistle as Soto goes to the ground and pops up a little bit slower than he would like.
He's a fine, classy player, Soto. He really knows how to play with both feet and to distribute well in the midfield. Not a strong, big player. He's a very fine player. He's all about finesse in the midfield. So he's classy, touches the ball well. Hopefully he remains injury-free when these tackles come in.
Hopefully this entire match stays injury-free. Okai switches field. Throw coming up. Richie Duffy. Solto. Chips towards the 18. Cleared out. 50-50, and eventually St. Louis gets it. Another over-the-top ball. Ball still spending a lot of time in the air before it settles down.
That's where Soto and Stoichkov need to come in. Both very skillful center midfields need to control the pace of the midfield. They need to control every single pass so they can actually increase their possession. If not, both these teams are going to struggle to create in their final third.
Parks does a good job of dancing out of trouble before St. Louis picks it back up. Stoichkov slides it forward to David, gets it back, then sends it forward. Foot race, and Washington will clear it off. Ledbetter will do the honors here in the final third to David. Stoichkov. Merkowicz. And a flick in. Howe. Race to the corner. Howe and Duffy, and it dances out. St. Louis still on. Merkowicz. Now Pleva. Pass David. Back heel. High in the air. Seth Rudolph was there, but he couldn't get a foot on it.
That previous sequence from St. Louis is exactly what they need to do. They need to hold the ball well, distribute, open up the field, keep possession, have patience, and then have a cross in into David, who can come in, run in, and maybe get a shot off.
It was really the first time they carried the ball from end to end.
Right? But it's exceptional. I mean, if they keep doing that, they could really wear you out as a team. So if look how large this field is. I mean, this is an exceptionally wide field. They need to capitalize on that and use it to their advantage.
St. Louis playing here in Fenton, home of Webster University. The Gorlocks. Not sure what a Gorlock is.
Don't ask me.
I have a friend who actually, her son plays keeper for the Gorlocks, Eli Smith. But here comes Pittsburgh. Kerr. Nice dance. 3 defenders, and he's able to get that ball out wide. Pittsburgh will kind of go in an arc. Okai to Kerr. To the corner for Washington. He centers. Nobody home for Pittsburgh. Rudolph. Plava back to his keeper.
Great defensive run there by Herzog. I mean, tracking back. It's very important from an attacker to come back and you know, be the first defender for your team. Very versatile player, very two-way player. I mean, he's a leader. He keeps stepping up tonight, and he'll be a huge difference for Pittsburgh. Hopefully, they capitalize on his opportunities.
Ledbetter. Past Washington, and it's cleared off that back line. Ball spending a lot of time in the air, and when it does, nobody possessing it. It's almost like, here's the ball. No, I don't want it. You take it. No, I don't want to take it. You take it.
Hot potato. Sloppy. I mean, I understand your frustration, Bruce. I mean, I see it
I'm
in
not
your face.
frustrated. I'm not the one playing.
It is frustrating to watch because, I mean, you do very know well that these players are capable of a sound trap, right? And they know how to turn the ball and know how to create and pass the ball. So to see this is a little frustrating.
Jackson. Blast just wide. Appia, he wants that one back.
Incredible run up by Jackson.
Take a look at this. Was an outstanding effort.
Great feed here by Jackson, and great vision to pomo it back. Obviously, they hit it right back to the maximum opportunity, which is right diagonally back into the quarter, right where the next striker is going to come in to take a shot off.
Take a look at Daniel Jackson. Slow to get up, and great sportsmanship by Trey Mitchell to try to stretch him out. All right, folks, fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 7 p.m. on Sirius XM FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget, Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. And Walsh coming up a little lame on that. Has to run it off a little bit before it goes back to the St. Louis keeper. Stoikov for Walls. Ball well down the pitch, 50-50, won by Pittsburgh. Ledbetter gives it up, unforced error there. Kerr. Long distance pass for Parks.
We're seeing some continuity now from both teams in the last few minutes, Bruce. Both teams are connecting at least 4 or 5 passes before they turn it over, and that's an improvement. I mean, that's what you want. You want to actually have that last pass, which is usually the most aggressive, riskiest pass. But that's fine. As long as you hold and possess the ball and you have control of what you're doing, I think that's an improvement, and that's what both teams want to seek.
Rudolph was looking for David, was well off the mark, and that ball is well over the top again, Pittsburgh. And Walsh was chasing.
I think there was a little bit of miscommunication there on the last pass. I mean, you've seen it a couple times.
On both sides, and they will. We've got a scheduled hydration break, trying to see if it's going to be before or after this throw. It will be after the throw. All right, so while we're getting hydrated, we invite you to grab a beverage while we take a look at Green Weiss and Grin has been grinning with his saves, not grinning with his defense.
Yeah, he's stepped up. He's cut the angles, made himself big in the right moments. I mean, this is essentially the 3 or 4 attempts for Pittsburgh, and he's been exceptional. And you're talking about Herzog, which is a all-star in this league, and he's literally stopped every shot he's taken.
So Adam Grinwies, so far, your St. Louis man of the match. And we see everybody having a drink. You talk about my frustration. I have no frustration. I'm just calling this game. But if you're David Brandt and you're Preki, you've got some frustration. Let's start with Preki.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would be frustrated as well. I mean, these are coaches that are former players, especially Preki, who has such a resume. He's going to be very, very demanding on this team, and he's going to want perfection, and he is a perfectionist. So when he sees mistakes and he sees goals that are not made for reasons, obviously not because he's not capable of scoring, it's just because of the goalkeeper doing well, he's going to want his team to step it up.
And for Dave Brandt?
Same thing. For Dave Brandt, he's going to want, obviously, a lot of attack-minded play from his teams, more creativity, more fluidity. I mean, you're 30 minutes in. Obviously, your nerves are out. You want everything to come into play now. So he wants his team to come into the mold that they brought tonight.
All right, we've got this substitution brought to you by G&W Meats. Jackson is coming out, I guess because of that injury, and Valesky is in. So that one coming in the 32nd minute. And that certainly changes things for Preki as this match goes on. You don't like to go to your bench just a third of the way through.
I totally agree. I usually mention that. I mean, halftime is usually start analyzing players and see how they're doing. 60 to 80th minute is when you make your changes. Those are when your team obviously needs fresh legs or someone's not performing. 30 minutes in is not ideal, but Valesky to come in is an exceptional player. He's seasoned, he has experience, and he's a goal scorer, so everyone's going to want that on your team.
All right, and we'll go back to Mitchell, and he'll settle everything down. Mitchell will roll it to himself and send it down the pitch. Tough angle to keep in play, and it does not. The advantage will go to St. Louis.
In my experience, when you have such an early on substitute, I mean, it does affect the flow. I mean, you're just getting the momentum in for the first 30th minute, and all of a sudden you have a change.
And that ball is ushered out. Nice heads-up defensive play by Pittsburgh.
Yeah, going back to that previous comment, I mean, you usually have the momentum at this point, and you have a disruption in the lineup, it usually affects. But this is where depth in a team comes in. If you have star players that come in and replace star players, you usually won't notice of a change. But hopefully that's the case here for these teams tonight, where there's no disruption in their teams.
Mitchell, and that's kept in play before it goes out. Pittsburgh throws it in. Yeah, Preki just needs to change what happens towards the end of the match. How do you get fresh legs in? How do you, if you're up, how do you slow the game down and take some time off the board? We'll see how it all plays out. Hopefully Daniel Jackson, it's just a minor injury. That ball a little too heavy for Rudolph to hang on to. Walsh stays on it long enough to get it to the feet of Parks. Parks looks to take a rip, knocks it right into a wall of two. Washington. Parks. Washington will get it back.
Parks just loves taking shots. I mean, if he has the ability to take 5 or 6 shots a game, he's in heaven. But teams know him already. They know how to close him down. So, but notice his versatility. He shoots with his left as well. That
was a little too much for Kerr. Otherwise, he would have had a clean rip. at Adam Greenwis. Pittsburgh will have possession. Let's take a look at that Jackson injury right here. You see him running towards. He comes up lame on that pass. Yeah, holding that left hammy.
That was a strain on his leg there, and he had an exceptional run. I mean, he just pulled his muscle. It happens. I mean, it's strange. In my experience, it's happened in all different situations. I mean, in the beginning of the game, towards the end of the game. So it's very difficult to predict or even say what could have happened to him after that play. It's just frustrating when you get injured.
Slide tackle by Ledbetter sends Washington to the turf. Take a look at the timing on this one, and got there just before Washington did. Throw by Washington.
I always squirm when I see somewhat of a cleat up. I mean, when it comes to a tackle, it's very dangerous. But that seemed like a very strong tackle on both their ends.
Run forward. Valesky was trying to assert himself early in his shift. Sent forward. Walsh. Can he time it? Right into the gut of Adam Greenwis. St. Louis on the counter. David. Ran right past it. Parks. Parks all over this park tonight.
Very physical player. I mean, he's so speedy and so strong. He's tall. I mean, he's nimble on his feet, and he has a great shot. So he's a very well-rounded player, Parks.
Stoikov. Ledbetter. Plava. Walls. Sends it forward long distance. On the mark for Valesky. And that flag is up as David was almost having dinner plans with Trey Mitchell. That's how far ahead of the play he was. Mitchell will kick this one away. We're in the 38th minute, scoreless. Pittsburgh has had some of the better chances. You know, it's interesting. Maybe we can take another look at that Jackson injury. It looked like he was indecisive between taking a shot on goal and passing it, and it might have been that indecision that made him step a little funny with that left ham.
Oh yeah, I mean, it could definitely happen, that twitch. But I think he did the smart move. I mean, he had a very difficult angle there to take on a shot on goal. Granted, you could take a shot on any angle and you might score, but in this case, it was intelligent to cut it back. I mean, unfortunately, his leg got injured on that shot, but that's just the way it goes.
Well, my point being that you will put your foot down, you'll plant your left foot down differently for a pass than you would for a shot on goal, and that indecision could have been the reason why he landed a little funny and came up lame.
Absolutely, I agree. You're definitely turning your ankle, you're planting your foot differently, and it is his left foot that he strained, so his left leg, sorry. So yeah, it could very well be that. I mean, that last minute decision could have hurt him.
All right, let's take one more look at that Jackson injury before we get to the corner. Jackson running into the box. Take a look at that left foot. No, it looked like he was passing all day long. It's just he came up lame.
Yeah, got overwhelmed with his fancy footwork.
So it will be Kevin Kerr. Right foot, so it will swing away from Greenwis. A lot of activity inside the 18, high in the air. Solto to Washington. Washington didn't see Solto on that left side. Pittsburgh does a good job of staying on the ball. We've got a whistle inside the circle. As the man, Johnny on the spot, Parks. Varga wants it right there. Romeo Parks has been all over this pitch tonight. Another corner coming up for Pittsburgh.
Parks typically has that type of
no,
style of play. He's a very strong player. I mean, sometimes he exceeds himself. Last probably like 70 to 75 minutes, 80 minutes, but then he starts slowing down. So maybe he should pace himself a little bit to make sure he lasts the entire game, because he's an essential part of this team for Pittsburgh.
David puts it up in the air. Appia gets outrun by Duffy, who sends it down the pitch. You see that shot differential. Ryan Howe will do the honors.
And interesting enough, it's not reflective of possession play. I mean, possession is in favor at the moment for St. Louis, based on my stats here, but you have more shots that are ultimately the most effective way to score for Pittsburgh.
Appia drew the foul. So Appia is over there. Howe is over there. Appia looking to show the right foot. Chips it high. David was looking to control it. He keeps it on the pitch. Long run for Stoikov. He picks it up. Another one into the box. Whistle stops play.
These are the moments that St. Louis needs to capitalize. These free kicks don't come every minute, so every time St. Louis has a chance to hit a free kick, it should be efficient and looking for David's head.
Mitchell will do the honors as we're getting close to the end of the first half. Got to figure there'll be about 1 minute because of that water break at the 30-minute mark. Other than that, this has been a pretty frantic first half with not a lot of stops. Stoikov with a big unforced error. Kerr looking to throw it in quickly. Looking for Walsh, knocked away. And Howe puts it into the stands.
Tactic for the last few minutes to make sure that they hold the ball, both teams, and prevent any reckless challenges or even any yellow cards. Go into the half just to regroup, make sure they settle down, they analyze. Both coaches should maybe pinpoint some mistakes they've seen, which in my case, everyone should just slow down and then get the possession game right, and then capitalize on shots and try to focus more on these opportunities.
And there was an opportunity, big blast. Pittsburgh still on the ball until they give it up. Great job by Pittsburgh to try to keep it in this St. Louis end. St. Louis will have the throw. Soccer fans, Nike is the official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Howe into the middle third, sent right back by Pittsburgh. Whistle does stop play. Pittsburgh player down momentarily. Preki not too happy.
Very vocal. Always has been. Very emotional player and coach. Very passionate.
Adewale into the box. Nobody there for Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh settles it down, at least for a second before Stoikov exerts himself. Jamal Jack sent it down to his keeper, and Mitchell puts it into the St. Louis bench. Stoikov, Rudolph into the middle. Rudolph with an opportunity to put it in the back of the net, and he does. He was our player to watch, and he just proved why.
And this is why he's the player to watch. This is what he does. He comes in and he's about to finish the first half.
And here is a replay of the St. Louis FC delivered by Domino's and Rudolph.
exceptional strike. I mean, what a lead up, what a great touch, what a flick. Velosky setting him up perfectly, and this is what he does. He finishes well. Exceptional finish, and what a crucial moment here for St. Louis. Right before the first half, this is going to give them momentum and confidence going into the second half.
Officially, that's in the 44th minute. Rudolph, in the waning moments of the first half, makes this a 1-goal game. We've got 3 minutes of added time for your viewing pleasure. Stoppage time is brought to you by Hot Shots. Be sure to visit one of the 12 local Hot Shots locations after the match. And that's a devastating goal to give up if you're Pittsburgh, because you've really outplayed St. Louis throughout this first half. And then Rudolph stays on the ball and he beats Trey Mitchell.
That's the beauty of soccer, Bruce. Couldn't you agree? I mean, you've gone basically years of calling games and seeing soccer and just being around, and you'll never know. You're never going to find out what's going to happen until the last moment in a game. You can't give up, and you could outperform, but all it takes is one shot for it to be completely wiped out and changed.
It is said many times, the goals that you don't score get scored on you, and there's a perfect example of that. Seth Rudolph, who has been outstanding as of late. One of the reasons he was the player to watch is he had a brace a week ago against the Rowdies in a win, and he picks up the lone goal so far in this match for St. Louis.
And these are the moments that Pittsburgh and Corey Herzog are going to look back and say, hey, I should have been more aggressive. I should have been more decisive. This is a shot I had. I had a goal opportunity, and now we're down 1-0, and I could have even been up by 2 goals. That's the way soccer goes.
And we're just getting word that Adewale picked up a yellow card. And this could be another dangerous play inside the box. Valesky. Let's see how this all shakes out, and it's Valesky that gets the whistle, and he's going to get a card as soon as Varga looks like, yep, it's exactly what he does, and that's in the, Valesky comes into the game at the 42nd minute, and he picks up a yellow card at the 48th. And yes, there was a lot of tugging and pushing and shoving in that, but it's always the guy who retaliates. It's never the aggressor, the instigator, that gets the card in those situations. It's always the guy that responds.
And that was completely unnecessary as well. I mean, we're in the 48th minute. They're up 1-0. You're causing a foul. Why would you tug on a player and yield yourself a yellow card? I mean, that's just completely unnecessary.
That is just a frustration foul more than anything else. But it also makes things dangerous in the second half to have a striker sitting on a yellow.
Absolutely.
Pittsburgh waning moments. And that does it for the first half. Adewale picked up a yellow card as well, and for a defender to have a yellow before the half is over means that he has to be a little bit careful in the second half that he doesn't pick up that second and get sent to the showers.
Yeah, every player needs to analyze their role. Every player needs to analyze what they've done and how they need to improve in the second half. Both coaches will come in and take action, and we'll see what the second half brings.
So the second half will be brought to you by Hollywood Casino. Rudolph is the man of the first 45 minutes, 45 plus 3 to be exact. St. Louis 1, Pittsburgh nothing. Halftime coming up next. Welcome back to Fenton Toyota Stadium. The home team nursing a 1-0 lead. Halftime brought to you by Hollywood Casino. Hollywood Casino is excited to be the newest pub-to-park location for upcoming St. Louis FC home games. For more information, visit stlouisfc.com. We are going to have a little feature here from St. Louis FC, and one of the guys that we decided we would feature for this just happens to be the guy that scored in the first half, Seth Rudolph. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Ashley Anton, here with one of your favorite STLFC players, Seth Rudolph. Seth, are you ready for 10 questions?
Looks like I have to be.
You're stuck in the room, so this is happening. Okay, what is in your playlist in your car right now?
Well, the Windstar doesn't exactly have the best playlist ability, so I kind of have to just use the radio, and that's really all I got.
The radio's fine.
Yeah. Every now, they kind of play the same 7 songs, so you got to mix up the stations. But the Windstar doesn't have that much radio ability.
That's okay. Well, tell our viewers, what stations are you tuned into?
104.9 is where I'm at. My main one right now. Z1077 obviously has been around since forever. Was it 96.3, 98.1, 100.3, and 102.5.
So essentially the entire radio station.
Pretty much. Just whatever.
Except country?
Yeah, not big on country.
Biggest pet peeve. So what annoys you?
Where do I start? All right, my biggest one is when people drive slow in the left lane. I can't stand that.
How did you and your wife meet? Did you pick her up? Did she pick you up? Kind of tell me about that.
So, like, I had torn my ACL in Sweden whenever I was there, and she was working at a candy store, so I was still playing without my ACL. We didn't know that at the time. So go in to get some candy. You have a bad training session, you want some candy. Little pick-me-up, of course. Or go
Sugar high?
Yeah, little, I may have a sweet tooth, but it's all right. Yeah, so I go in, get some candy, talk to her for a few minutes, and then, kind of tell there's a little vibe going. So leave, and then I'm like, 2 days later, I'm like, all right, I'm going to go back in. I hope she's there. Go back in, and I talk to her seriously for like an hour. I'm in this candy store. Like, if she doesn't like me, I'm the biggest creep ever. But fortunately, she liked me. So I asked her out on a date. We went on a date and just pretty much been together since.
That is a great story. Wow, in Sweden. So you guys are both big travelers, so I could totally see you guys traveling the world.
Well, she's Swedish, so.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. That's an awesome story. How long have you guys been married?
We got married on New Year's, so however many days since then.
What's the secret to your marriage? How do you guys keep it going so well?
That's a good question.
You do all the cleaning and the cooking and baking.
No, I'd say her. She's the secret. She's amazing. Like,
Oh my God.
yeah,
We need to make sure your wife sees this.
yeah, clearly. I'm trying to get as much bonus points as possible.
Smart man. Well, Seth, thank you so much for taking the time for your fans to get to know more about you.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. It was always fun.
Until your next player interview, I'm Ashley Anton.
Scott Rudolph with a sweet tooth, with a goal. 1-0 St. Louis over Pittsburgh. More to come on the Hollywood Casino halftime show.
I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
James Outland and Morgan Copes from the leadership of Birmingham, Alabama's 2019 USL expansion side recently visited the league offices. Announced as the first expansion team for 2019, Outland and Copes share in the excitement as the club begins to work towards its inaugural season.
Well, first and foremost, I think we're going to have a great product. We're going to have a professional environment. We're going to have a competitive team, and not just competitive, we want to win. So I think the competition and the level of play on the field is going to be top-notch, and I think the experience at the stadium and for the fans is going to be equally impressive.
What excites me about being in the USL in 2019 is it's a dream come true. I mean, this is something that, there's a group of guys and individuals who have put a lot of time, a lot of blood, sweat, tears, you know, everything you can think of from a grassroots perspective, startup, you know, to see it come to fruition, you know, when this whole thing really kind of started from, you know, just a couple beers at a local brewery. This whole idea, to see it come to fruition, it's going to be incredible.
What excites us about joining the USL is, first, Birmingham needs a professional sports team, and we think soccer is the ideal sport for Birmingham. It's a great growing sport across the country. And as importantly, the USL has really been a successful league. They've done a phenomenal job. We've done our research. We've been working on this for over 2 years now. And we really chose the USL because we think it's the best league and one of the best sports in the world. And we think Birmingham is primed to become a great professional soccer town.
It's going to be a fun, fast, exciting atmosphere. I mean, the game of soccer itself is always, you know, very exciting, you know, to watch live, just because of the speed of play, the physicality, the toughness that goes into it. But, you know, I also think we're going to have a great, fun family atmosphere.
Well, it's been a great opportunity to come and get better familiarized with the people behind the league and get to meet the folks that we work with on a weekly and ongoing basis, and really get our ducks in a row and be ready to launch for our 2019 beginning of the season.
The wealth of knowledge, the information, and just the organization around the entire organization itself is incredible. The professionalism is second to none. And, you know, I'm excited about getting to meet the people and put faces to names. There's an old quote, you know, nobody cares what you know until they know you care. So I really look forward to establishing those relationships with league officers and just the people in and around here.
For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Find fun activities to do, like boating and biking, or camping and hiking, plus much more. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back. It's 1-0. Home team over the visitors. Rudolph at 45+3. Halftime is brought to you by Hollywood Casino. Hollywood Casino is excited to be the newest hub-to-park location for upcoming St. Louis FC home games. For more information, visit stlouisfc.com. And coming up, we've got a game on ESPN3. Lou City and Harrisburg, Wednesday night, August 23rd at 7:30 p.m. We'll be back with the second half next. In Fenton, 1-0. Rudolph and company. We'll be back. Welcome back to Toyota Stadium. Halftime is brought to you by Hollywood Casino. Hollywood Casino is excited to be the newest pub-to-park location for upcoming St. Louis FC home games. For more information, visit stlouisfc.com. Bruce Silverman along with Albert Munoz. And Albert, let's take a look how this first half played out, this 45+3.
Bruce, it was an exciting first half. I mean, first few minutes, we were fighting for possession. Both teams struggled, but immediately both teams tried to make an impact on the final third. Clear opportunities here by Park running up the line, and Herzog, who had a right-footed shot, unfortunately had some struggle to finish there.
For me, Herzog has had his chances. He hasn't pulled the trigger fast enough, and you see how long he takes to try to get that ball to the right foot.
He was hesitant, and this is not the only time, but this is the second opportunity he had, and we kept talking about this over and over. Why didn't he turn to his right foot, his strong foot? He took a shot with his left, and he gave up two perfectly good goal opportunities here, slipped by.
And here another opportunity. This one he takes with his left foot, and you can see he just wasn't too happy about that. Here's a devastating situation for St. Louis. First they missed the shot, and then they're going to miss Daniel Jackson,
who is such a dangerous player. I mean, fancy footwork. He got caught up. I'm sure he struggled. His hamstring, either he tore it, he strained it. I mean, it's unfortunate to see such a good player injured, but that's the name of the game. But St. Louis has continued playing really well, touched the ball, and they had an exceptional goal here. I mean, Valesky with a nice flick through to Rudolph, our man of the match so far, and this is what he came out with, a beautiful goal.
Yeah, beautiful goal that followed a beautiful pass by Valesky. Valesky came in for Jackson at the 32nd mark, picked up a yellow card at the 48th to go along with that assist. You take a look at these stats, nothing really jumps out at me. The only thing obviously that counts, Albert, is the goal scored by Rudolph.
Yeah, what I would say is eight shots against 3 in favor of Pittsburgh, and 1-0 down. 50% with possession. It's an open game. We're down by 1 here for St. Louis, but stats obviously are stats. The second half will dictate the rest of the game.
Yeah, you got St. Louis, who has given up 32 goals on the season. They have only now scored 23. They came into this game with 22, -10, currently at -9. And you take a look at Chevy as well as Valesky, the two guys wearing number 9 in this match. You know, when I see number 9s in a game, I want to pull out that Beatles Revolution number 9 from the Beatles White Album. Number 9, number 9, number 9.
You're sharing your musical tastes in the halftime. It's definitely going to be an entertaining second half. I think both teams have come out with energy the first few seconds. They're going to want to be implementing their mentality right off the bat.
And you see Parks, who has been as active as anybody on this pitch, slow to get up, holding that right toe. He'll have to run it off.
He's a strong boy. He will rebound off that. He's an exceptional and very important player here for Pittsburgh.
Washington gets ridden off the ball by Stoikov. Now Valesky and Chevy getting mixed up. Parks doesn't show any effects until he goes down, and that looks like it should be. You see Preki upset.
And this is right up Herzog's alley. This is what he wants. This is what Parks created for him. He seeked and yielded a free kick very close to the edge of the box. And this is Herzog's specialty. So it's going to be a very dangerous situation against St. Louis.
Varga blew the whistle, about 30 out.
It's still far. Still a little far.
Let's see what Corey Herzog decides to do. He does have Parks with him as well.
It seems like he's shooting. I mean, he's setting himself up for the long-range shot.
Parks was just keeping him company. He goes right at it, back of the net. Corey Herzog, 47th minute. We are drawn at 1 apiece. You said it was too far, Albert?
I said this was his specialty. What a shot. What a great bomb. Herzog, beautiful place, free kick. I thought he was going to rip the ball, but he actually placed it with the inside of his foot right over and right almost into the upper 90. Greenwist had no chance to stop that.
Absolutely beautiful by the veteran. His 8th on the season. And he does what Pittsburgh could not do in the first half. He gets it past number 99.
I think he wanted to redeem himself from those first 2 chances he had in the first half. And again, he's a specialist when it comes to the free kick. I've heard he trains week after week, spends hours on the free kick. And this is what you have. This is the production of hard work. So applaud him, and this is now we have a match. It's 1-1 early on the second half. It's 0-0 basically, so.
St. Louis, again trying to dump and chase. Cleared off that back line. Unforced error before the ball pinballs around. And that will be a cynical foul by Ryan Howe.
This should provide a lot of confidence for Herzog and Pittsburgh now going into the second half. They've equalized it. Now they have a fair game. They have everything, open opportunity to be able to pursue another goal or two. And now St. Louis, obviously frustrating, after going into the halftime, going up 1-0, and now they have to come up. Now they're equalized. So equal, open game. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, we made a lot of that Seth Rudolph goal at 45+3, and then basically that same time frame just into the second half. Herzog evens things up. To me, both of these teams need to get away from dump and chase. It has not been very effective. Both teams showing something when they just stay on the ball. That goal by Rudolph and that backheel pass to set it up by Valesky was just bringing it down station to station. Dump and chase has not worked for either club.
I agree. I mean, possession is going to be key for both, and developing plays from the back. They all have quality. Both teams have quality players, and they should be able to continuously create.
Nice service by Herzog. Chevy was trying to punch it out of the air and just wasn't able to put enough on it. Soto, and he's going to get carded in the 51st minute.
Going back to that cross by Herzog, I mean, if Chevy Walsh would have had or would have connected well, and going back to this replay here, it's, oh, Soto, yeah, he leaped into his body. If Walsh would have had a proper connect on that ball, that would have been an exceptional shot and volley. Probably would have been a goal.
David using his big frame, still on the ball, flicks it forward. Valesky just couldn't catch it cleanly. St. Louis will look to build from the back. Pleva out for Howe, trying to dance around. He does. Can he get off a shot? He's going to dribble onto the line and earn his club a corner off the body of Adewale. And this corner is brought to you by the Electro Savings Corner Kick.
For a split second there, I thought he was actually going to be able to take a shot with his left foot, but he kept taking the extra touch, and he went wider and wider.
Into the box, headed away. Stoikov got there first, but it is Pittsburgh on the ball. Whistle, no card. Preki, very animated.
Bit of a tangle there, but nothing major. And Preki will vocalize his frustration every time.
Got to do what you got to do. Sometimes it works. Sometimes you actually have conversations with the referee and you know you're not going to be effective in your argument, but the next time around, the whistle might go your way.
Absolutely.
Knocked away, and a corner coming up for Pittsburgh as Chevy took his rip from outside the 18. Parks will take this one. He's been sharing these with Kerr throughout the evening. Right foot in swinger towards Adam Grinwis.
Interesting enough, I would think Parks should be in the center of the field there.
Because of the height.
Yeah.
And you see Jamal Jack and Stoikov getting tangled up just around the 12. Everybody separates out. It's driven and knocked out. Sent right back in. And Adams showing some hops. The USL is the most prominent second division in professional soccer in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting uslsoccer.com and follow us on Twitter at USL. Kerr, slow to get up. Varga having a conversation. And Kerr showing more pain. Now, is he showing more pain because there's a conversation? Merkowicz and Varga having a conversation right above him. And the captain trying to sell it, trying to get a card. It will be St. Louis right there.
From my past experience, I would say the latter. He's trying to sell it, trying to get that free kick.
Walls. Chevy was putting on some pressure, flicked on the head to Valesky. Nice job by David to get it to Valesky. Centers cleared off that back line by Adewale. Back into the 18, and that is about as nonchalant as you will find. A save by Trey Mitchell.
Oh, that cross just slightly got away from David. I mean, he almost had a good chance to have a clean shot and goal, but the ball just skidded past him. I'm sure he was frustrated for that one.
Handball right in front of the official, and that stops play. '56 minute, Pittsburgh and St. Louis 1-1 in case you're just joining us. It was a goal just before the break by Seth Rudolph, his fourth on the season. And then just after we got the second half started, play on there, it was a free kick by Corey Herzog in the 47th minute. Precky.
It's relentless.
Be great to put together a compilation of all of his expressions throughout the evening.
I'm sure that exists. Someone's done that before.
It's like, you know, when you go to your cell phone and you go to the emojis?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's all of Precky's facial expressions right there.
That'll definitely sell.
Should work on that in St. Louis. Instead of the little yellow faces, it's Precky's face.
Fan favorite.
Cleared into the night, and it will be a throw for Pittsburgh in the final third.
Speaking of Precky, he's the ultimate players coach. He's the guy that in the locker room, he's going to influence you and motivate you in a good way. Because he's the one that's going to obviously command the ship. He's going to vocalize his expression, his emotions, and he'll let you know. And I think that really motivates a player when you hear a player who played and has such a high resume like Precky. That resonates on his team, so that's exceptional that he has the ability to do that for his team and obviously for the league. Precky has such a big resume and such a big history in soccer, so his pedigree speaks for himself.
Did you always appreciate playing for a player's coach?
Absolutely. Growing up, I had several players, coaches, and when I didn't have them, I just couldn't relate to them. So yes, I mean, I think it's very important to have. It's a situation where you can, especially based on his experience, you can understand that.
The Electro Savings corner kick coming up right now. Appia, right foot, drives it. See which way it goes. It will be a goal kick for Trey Mitchell. You know, normally when I sit and I talk to players, and it doesn't matter the sport, but especially in soccer, they always appreciate playing for a player's coach, a guy that understands the game, understands what you've been through and what you're going through as a player, and one that is completely relatable.
Exactly. Those are the perfect words to choose to describe that. Relatable. So if you have never played at any level and you pretend to coach, it's very difficult to really understand your players.
Long throw. Pittsburgh comes up with it. Herzog sends it forward. And that ball is still on the pitch. Chevy lost sight of it, finds his feet. Centers Herzog, lays off. St. Louis now, dump and chase. Pittsburgh. Now Kerr. Off the mark.
Exceptional attempt here by Pittsburgh. The last couple of plays, Herzog linking up well with Walsh, but at the moment,
This substitution brought to you by G&W Meats, and that's the evening for Tyler David.
He had a good run. I mean, he showed well. He had a great presence in the first few minutes of the first half, but slowly calmed down. I think it was time for him to come out and maybe give someone else an opportunity. But Pittsburgh obviously putting the pressure and creating some chances. Herzog had an opportunity with a header in the last play, which was most likely a chance that if he would have hit it a little lighter on the head, it could have been an exceptional goal.
So Preki goes to his bench. He's now replaced both of his strikers. Pitosiewicz finds himself in this match in the 60th minute. Be interesting the way that Preki manages this game with 30 minutes to go and only one substitution to do it with.
Yeah, it's the frustrating part when you have to sub someone in the 30th minute. I mean, it leaves you limited. But yeah, it's very, very interesting to see how he's going to handle it. Because it's a very, very close game. Both teams are creating chances, so it's not wide open at this point for either team.
Foot race and a whistle. Adewale needs to be careful on those plays. He's sitting on a yellow card he got at the 45th minute, and Preki was looking for the second one. Okay, Albert, time to play. Do you know how many people are in the building?
Well, I was going to mention earlier that I've noticed that St. Louis has a pretty decent crowd for their stadium. They have nice sections where they have their fans and they're singing, they're cheering. They have the kids sections. But let's take a guess.
Well, I know the number, so I'll let you guess.
Well, let's say anywhere between 3,000 and 5,000 people.
Oh, wow. Talk about being conservative. We'll get back to this game in a second. St. Louis settles it down, looking to get out of the middle into that final third. They do. Rudolph, can he pick up his second brace in as many weeks? Not yet. Jamal Jack comes up with another corner for St. Louis, the Electro Savings corner kick, and Appia will take the jog over to that far corner The loneliest part of the pitch. Right foot, it will swing away from Mitchell. Here in the 63rd minute. High in the air. Ball still pinballing around. Rudolph blasted. Knocked away.
Thought Pitosevic was going to have a chance here right early on when he came in. What a scramble, and Rudolph as well. Interesting play here by St. Louis. And they're putting more pressure now against Pittsburgh, so the game's, it's wide open for both teams. Putting pressure, they're creating chances. It's going to be very decisive in the next few minutes for this game.
Well, they're certainly playing a much higher line than they did, in fresher legs as they've gone to the bench at the 32nd mark and the 60th mark. And Dave Brandt has not made any substitutions yet. Okai sends it forward for Kerr. Center's looking for Herzog, and it's knocked away. And here comes St. Louis on the attack. Valesky pulls up the brakes. Has to lay off.
Interesting play by Valesky. I'm
not sure if Valesky is mad at himself or mad that he wasn't able to connect here. But here, if he gets it, he pulls up the brakes. Yeah, and that's what it is. He has to send it out wide, but it looked like he wanted to stop it and get it to the right foot, but the ball ended up behind him. This Electro Savings corner kick coming up.
I would say I would agree with the first. He should have taken the shot with the left foot. Then he tried to cut it, and he didn't have a good touch because it ricocheted off the defender's leg. He got frustrated. He couldn't take a shot with his right foot. And then he had to pass the ball, and then obviously ricocheted off into the corner kick. So triple whammy. I think he should have shot first with his left foot, and most likely had a good chance to score a goal there.
Valesky being unselfish. We saw Herzog earlier. Another ball driven and knocked away by Pittsburgh, but now into the box. Oh, I think we're going to have, yeah, that's pretty obvious. Tony Walls, and Trey Mitchell is not happy. Take a look at this replay.
From this angle, it looks like a penalty kick.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Clipped him. Great touch.
Yeah, Walls gets there, gets his foot on the ball, and Mitchell is very, very late. And it looks like Mitchell also went into the book for that in the 65th minute.
Smart play by Walls. I mean, he saw that goalkeeper coming out at full speed. He took that slight touch, and he dragged his foot. I mean, that's the typical tactic of a penalty kick. And very decisive moment in the game, 65th minute. This could be the game winner.
All right, Milan. Pitosevic will be 36 feet away from the man who had the infraction. Will Pitosevic make him pay, put St. Louis on the board? He is going to get a 6-yard run on this ball. Here we go. Big save by Mitchell. Wow! And Mitchell is down. Play will stop. And Mitchell is hurt.
Did he land wrong? I mean, it seemed like he...
It was an outstanding save, but they're calling for the medical staff.
We'll see the replay here coming up. Left-footed shot, well-placed shot, but really well taken.
Looks like it was something with the arm. Outstretched, and there was so much pace on that ball. Could it have even taken his shoulder out of the socket? And you see he's laying on the ground, and they're treating that left shoulder. If we can see that replay again, I think it's the left arm that he puts on the ball.
Right, and it's going to the right side, so he might have hyperextended his shoulder or his arm. That's weird.
Still holding that right that left shoulder.
Great save, nevertheless.
All right, let's take another look at this one and see how we can break it down. Rocket shot, and it looks like the save was with that left arm, and he's pointing to the inside of his arm. So if that thing stayed in the socket, that would be something else. You know when you make jokes about something, you can take your arm off.
Sure.
I think Pitosevic almost took Mitchell's arm off.
Definitely
I mean, I don't want to make light of a potential injury, but that was an unbelievable strike by Pitosevic.
In all my years, though, I've never seen a goalkeeper block a right-sided shot with his left arm. I mean, usually you follow up with the right arm, but it's really but is he bleeding? No, it looked like he was bleeding. It's really rare to see such power on a placed shot potentially hurt a goalkeeper's arm.
So Mitchell heading to the sidelines here in the 69th minute. And yeah, you talk about taking that dive to the right. Both arms went to the right. And that ball was struck so hard and so fast, the way it was rising, Mitchell, who was basically parallel to the ground with both arms extended, that ball just hit the left hand first. It looks like, for now, he's going to stay in the match.
This could be a huge disadvantage, I mean, for St. Louis if Pittsburgh penetrates. For St. Louis, an advantage, because if they come and penetrate the goal again and they know he's injured, this could be an advantage to them. So I'm not sure how long they're going to wait until they sub him out.
Metro PCS is the exclusive mobile network provider of St. Louis FC with over 75 St. Louis metro area locations. You can join the network that covers 99% of the people in the U.S. Visit metropcs.com for additional information and latest offers. Matt Perea looks like he was set to come in, but he's put a penny back on, so maybe they're going to see how much longer Mitchell can go. I mean, the way he was running his arms as if to say, hurry up, it didn't look like he was favoring one arm over the other, one shoulder over the other.
Right. And hopefully he's honest. I mean, sometimes players don't want to come out because they want to continue playing and they want to be strong, but you're a goalkeeper. You're obviously one of the more important positions in the field. You want to make sure you're honest with your team, your coach. If you can't keep going, you should not keep going. You're going to hinder your team's potential. But in this case, it seems like he wants to keep going.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye on him at the top of the screen to see how he is with that left arm. But you see, he just caught it with the left arm. I'd say he's okay. But in all your years of playing this game, Albert, have you ever seen a player who wanted to come out?
Nope. That's why I say that. But sometimes it's selfish, and sometimes you obviously make mistakes. As a young player, it's immaturity. You are going to want to keep playing. And if you happen to make a mistake because of your injury, which I've seen in the past, that might hinder your team, and you might get a goal scored on. So.
Ball moving forward. St. Louis on it in the final third. Tangled up with Chevy. Chevy now back on the ball. Sent forward. Nice ball. Herzog. And he's taken down. And guess what? Same thing, just on the other side. And a card this time to Greenwis. Have you ever seen a game in which, within moments, 2 PKs because of takedowns by the keepers?
And exact same plays, too. Stretched out, take a touch, drag your foot, and then they both get up immediately, and the goalkeeper obviously admits to no foul. Yeah, I've never seen
Well,
that back-to-back.
I've also never seen a game in which somebody admitted to a yellow card. So, all right, we're going to have another PK. This one is going to be in the 73rd minute whenever the ball ends up on the spot. And Corey Herzog looking for a brace. And this would put Pittsburgh on top, and Mr. Varga will come in and separate everybody.
Now, right-footed shot, right footer, usually goes to the right foot, the left of the goalie. In my history, if I'm lefty, I'm going to the right side of the goalie. Let's see what happens with Herzog.
He's going right up the gut. Herzog, right up the gut. 2-1.
You know
Pittsburgh.
him well. You know him well.
A brace for Corey Herzog, his 9th of the season, 73rd minute.
And this is the beauty of soccer. He comes up very nonchalantly, hits it right up, and we're 2-1. And this is a great shot. I mean, at the end of the day, goalkeepers usually gets the side. I mean, if you chip the ball up to the side of the middle of the goal, or you just hit it down the stream, so it worked out well for him.
This substitution brought to you by G&W Meats, as the goal scorer is out. 3rd substitution for Preki on the evening. Bierman is in. And that's in the 74th minute. So in the 74th minute, Corey Herzog and company are now up 2-1. Preki has gone to his bench now 3 times, Albert. Dave Brandt still has his full arsenal of substitutes to use in this match, and he's up a goal. Things definitely in favor of Pittsburgh with 15 minutes to go.
I would say so. I mean, it's a huge advantage. It's actually the ideal scenario. You haven't had to use your substitutes, and you're up 2-1, and you just scored a goal. So, power to him. I mean, I think at this point, Preki has faith in his team. He's had to make some obviously obligatory substitutes in the first half, but either way, he's made his changes, and hopefully his players step up to the plate.
Merkowicz. Howe loses the handle. That ball is off of Howe.
This is the time for players like Stojko and Mirkovic to really step up and bring their experience. They have to lead the way. They have to make sure that Bolesky up top with Petrovic, they obviously capitalize. These are the chances they have. These are the moments. So they come in as a substitute. You need to make a difference.
Appia lays off. Now Howe. Appia gets it back. St. Louis will have the throw. You a little surprised that Seth Rudolph, who scored that goal, ended up out of the game?
I'm not surprised. I've seen it happen. I mean, it might be because Preki sees something that we don't. Maybe he wants tactically to change. He wants maybe someone else. These are all changes that he's going to make based on his experience and his strategy. So it doesn't surprise me. I mean, just because you score a goal doesn't mean you're playing well. But I'm not saying that Rudolph didn't play well, but I'm just saying that sometimes coaches make changes according to their need and tactics.
Appia gets it to Howe. A little bit of excitement with the whistle. And Preki having a little bit more excitement as well. For 50 years, Jed Transportation has delivered a perfect ride every time. Jed Transportation is the official transportation partner of St. Louis FC. Receive special fan offers when you mention promo code STLFC. St. Louis taking their time from the back walls. Give and go. Merkowicz. Howe And we got another corner kick, the Electro Savings corner kick. Duffy was the man that gave it to St. Louis. Appia will go over and take this one. Right foot, so it will swing towards Mitchell. High in the air, he punches it out with the right arm. Stoikov sends it into the box. And Mitchell will catch this one and land on that left shoulder. And now punt it away. Valesky, little give and go. Pitosevic, gotta like that right stiff arm.
To the face. They're seeking set pieces. This is what they want. They want to try to capitalize and maybe use it to their advantage. They have Petosevic and Valesky, who are well over 6 feet each, so huge advantage here.
Electro Savings corner kick, driven, knocked away. I wanted to make a comment about Petosevic looking like a St. Louis American football player, and then I realized the Rams moved, and
good catch.
the Cardinals moved a long time ago. St. Louis, an absolutely fantastic sports town.
Oh yeah.
Regardless of football, whether it's the American kind or the kind that we're playing here tonight, the St. Louis Cardinals, the St. Louis Blues. So, another man in the book, and that is Mr. Walls in the 79th minute. So 3 cards for St. Louis tonight. Petosevic. Appia. Merkowicz. A collision just outside of the 6. Late whistle stops play. Advantage to St. Louis.
It's crunch time for St. Louis. It's the last 10 minutes. Every single set piece needs to be done efficiently. Every single free kick needs to be on frame. So this is the time to shine for these players for the last 10 minutes.
Appia has been the man with the right foot, setting up just about every set piece this evening for St. Louis. Right foot into the box, high in the air. Pittsburgh, and that should be a corner. And that is what is awarded. And this is another Electro Savings corner kick. Appia comes over to take it. Will swing towards Mitchell. Driven low. Could have been very dangerous, but it's cleared out. Ledbetter towards the 6. Put into the stands. Throw coming up, St. Louis. That will go past the goal line, and Mitchell will kick it away. 82nd minute, Pittsburgh up 2-1. Corey Herzog with a brace. 47th minute to start the second half, and a PK at 73, and Seth Rudolph with a goal at the 44th minute for St. Louis. Mitchell, right foot. Stoikov. Turnover.
Coach Brent has now the opportunity to make his substitutes if he wants in the last 8 minutes or so, just to kill some time and get some fresh legs in there. Very precocious situation that he's in. Advantageous. I wonder if he will make a change.
Well, I got to figure that he will, just to kind of slow the clock down a little bit, or in his case, maybe to speed it up a little bit. Parks was the one that lost a handle on that one. Dave Brandt has all 3 of his substitutions at his disposal. Brecky has already used all 3 of his. My question to you, Albert, is if and when Brandt does go to his bench, does he go defense or offense with a 1-goal lead?
That's a great question. I would say, to be safe, I mean, you want to maybe have either a central midfielder that's been running up and down all day come in and relieve some of that stress. More of a defensive-minded player, naturally. Because I wouldn't need to have another attacking player come in.
Parks taken down. Play continues. And as you started saying, you know, do you take out somebody who is probably exhausted? I started to think of Parks, because he's been all over this park all night long, and you see him with another counter right before he's taken down. No whistle on that play. But do you take out a Romeo Parks and maybe put in another defender and go 5 in the back? But then again, Parks has been playing two-way soccer. I'm not sure if you really need to take him out.
Right. I was just going to say, I mean, I don't see him slowing down at all. I mean, if I notice fatigue, if I notice him, you know, making mistakes, but he's a 90-minute player. I would go more for someone down the likes of Kerr, maybe who's very attack-minded, who's had a good run, or even a Herzog, just to free up some time here. Bulk up the defense and just run on the clock.
Stoikov gets it back. Merkowicz. Now the ball staying on the ground for St. Louis as they try to get into that final third. Howe. Nice ball. An even nicer pass. St. Louis spending a lot of time in this final third, but unable to turn and fire on Mitchell. Set piece coming up.
Dangerous.
And a card handed out. After the final whistle, head over to twitter.com/St. Louis FC to vote on your Pleats man of the match. Jamal Jack picks up that card.
Valesky with a great lead up here. Late tackle here by Pittsburgh. Very, very reckless tackle here by Jack. It should not happen in these moments. I mean, they're up. They need to be very careful. Valesky came in with a nice, swift, smooth play and has created an opportunity here for a free kick.
Jack, 4th Pittsburgh yellow card of the evening. Appia. As Stoikov joins the 18. Goes right at it. Mitchell with the save. He found a crease. He got it through, but easy save for Trey Mitchell.
That was a bit ambitious. That was a little far. But at this point in the game, you have to try a shot on goal.
Pittsburgh finally comes up with it. Chevy. And now St. Louis. Appia with 2 defenders in front of him. And it's knocked away. Now sent down the pitch. Looking for a lone striker. Corey Herzog. Walls will let that one get past the line. This substitution brought to you by G&W Meats. And Ryan Adelaide, they go defense. Comes in for Chevy Walsh.
Makes sense. I mean, either Herzog or Walsh comes out, gets some rest, leave a lone striker for target play, and then they bring up and book up the defense. That's strategic, that's smart. I mean, this is the way that they're going to play out the next few minutes.
So Ryan Adelaide checks into the game, his second on the season. He has been coming back from injury this season. Played 34 minutes previously in his lone game. Majority of Ryan's career has been played in Israel. And he immediately gets into the action. Play on, says Varga. Kerr. Walls. Howe. And now Pittsburgh back on the ball. Herzog. Washington. Gets past Bierman. Throws it backwards, but it's intercepted by St. Louis. And they move quickly to move forward. Into the box, headed away. Herzog. And finally a whistle. Walls, and Walls has to be careful. He's already sitting on a yellow card at the 79th minute. And that's not enough. The contact wasn't enough for a card, but turning and giving his attention to Varga on the whistle would be enough.
Absolutely, and not worth it at this point. I mean, even if you're down by one, you don't need to get another yellow card or even get ejected. I mean, this is obviously mentality for the next game. Let's prepare, let's regroup. There's still a minute or two left in the game. There's still a chance. Let's give it our all, but let's not be reckless.
Walls sends it forward. Headed away. Parks, Okai, and now Washington will carry it forward. We got 6 minutes of added time for your viewing pleasure. And this stoppage time is brought to you by Hot Shots. Be sure to visit one of the 12 local Hot Shots locations after the match. So settle in, folks. We got plenty of time. A lot can happen in this added time. Grinweis. Out to Howe. Petosevic. Pittsburgh trying to clear out of that final third, and they do. Parks sends it forward, and Corey Herzog was so far offside. He was almost in the locker room and having the post-game meal.
He's even laughing. Couldn't hear the ref. He couldn't hear the whistle. His excuse for taking that shot.
And Corey Herzog gets a yellow card at 90+1 to go with his brace. His now Pittsburgh's 5th yellow card. Howe trying to split the defenders there. Kerr, as Howe and Kerr and everybody. Duffy gets into the act trying to take care of that ball. St. Louis frantically trying to tie this game up. Pittsburgh's advantage right there.
is a crucial moment. They run down the clock. They have to make sure they hold the ball well. Not give up any fouls, not give up any goals. They want to hold the ball, keep possession, distribute, prevent any injuries.
With about 4 minutes left, they do not play keep away. They send it right down the floor, looking to add to their lead. But it results in St. Louis being on the ball and sending it towards the 18. Bierman, he took his chances. Ryan Adelaide put his body in front of it. Bierman put it past the goal line, and Pittsburgh will take their time. Adewale sends it down. Herzog was the intended receiver on that one. And Jack puts it past the touch line.
Speaking of Herzog, he, our player to watch for Pittsburgh, has had an exceptional night. He has worked. He's been showing a lot of presence, a lot of leadership. He's still hustling in the last minutes of the game. Great showing. I mean, he had a silent game the last couple of times I saw him, but he really stepped up to the plate tonight to be that leader for the team, for Pittsburgh.
If he had pulled the trigger a little bit earlier in the first half, he might have had a haul by now. Instead, he's got the brace.
Right.
You see this ball being sent forward, and it's a little too much. And that results in Mitchell kicking it away. Herzog gets tangled up, and as we approach the 94th minute, Tony Walls sends it forward. Good defense. And Pittsburgh still trying to go long distance. Throw coming up. St. Louis, Howe. Merkowicz. And now Kerr. Washington keeps it in play. Pittsburgh now just needs to play keep away, and Parks lets it get past them. Howe sends it forward. Jamal Jack has to come back into the 18. Okai clears it.
Petosevic trying to yield a penalty kick there. A little ambitious, was not going to be called. That was not enough of a call for a penalty kick.
But a stoppage of play as we get this sorted out. Laurent Varga has stopped play. And that will have Pittsburgh kicking it away, and Adewale does it again. Ledbetter, and that's off the body of Herzog, and that just wastes time. We're in the 96th minute. 6 minutes of added time, just about up on St. Louis. Solto. Walls. We're past 6 minutes. Whistle in the mouth of Varga. That's going to do it. Pittsburgh Riverhounds, powered by a brace by Corey Herzog. One better than St. Louis FC. Thoughts as we go to the break, Albert?
Exceptional game, very entertaining, a lot of action. Pittsburgh came on top, well-deserved goals. Herzog showed up. A little frustrating night for St. Louis, but regardless, good showing as well. Entertaining to see what the rest of the season brings for these two teams.
Corey Herzog picks up his 8th and his 9th of the season. And Seth Rudolph picks up his 4th on the year. Gutsy performance by Trey Mitchell. Time for us to take a break. When we come back, we'll have highlights and more before we call it a night from St. Louis. Pittsburgh 2, St. Louis 1. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Toyota Stadium. St. Louis FC falls at home in front of 4703. We never got to that, Albert. Pittsburgh Riverhounds powered by Corey Herzog at 47, and then again at a PK at 73. Seth Rudolph at 44, the lone goal for St. Louis. You're right, Albert, this was an entertaining match. And a little bit of everything as we take a look at the refereeing crew. Let's take a look at how it unfolded from the beginning to the end.
We had a lot of chances early on from both teams, trying to get their edge on top of each other. Noticeably, a couple of attempts here early on from Pittsburgh. Herzog, in my opinion, one of the players to watch here for the whole entire game. Had a couple of frustrating shots in the first few minutes of the game. He was hesitant on both these attempts. He could have scored 2 goals tonight, as opposed. Scored 3 goals instead of 2 goals. St. Louis, exceptional goal right up before the half. Rudolph, right foot shot, exceptional goal.
Yeah, he was really nice, and this was all started by Valesky in that back heel pass. Valesky came in for an injured Jackson. You got another look at it. Right foot just beats Mitchell. And they go into the locker room 1-0. And then
the man with the free kick, right-footed in swinger. Grimwis had no chance. I mean, exceptional free kick. This is a beautiful display of a right-footed shot. And then we're tied up. And then the rest of the game, obviously, Pittsburgh got the momentum. They had a chance to continue to keep scoring goals. St. Louis obviously continued their efforts, a lot of pressure, and this is where it all went wrong for them. They had a penalty kick, they had a chance. Let's see what happens.
But you're thinking right now, it's tied 1-1. Petosevic, 12 yards away. Mitchell, enormous save.
Incredible save. We really thought this was going to be a goal, but Mitchell, as we see here, really stepped up. Had a little bit of an injury. A lot of power on that shot from Petosevic. And then had another penalty kick. And I've never seen this before. We've talked about it.
It happens on one side. It might as well happen on the other.
A matter of minutes.
Yeah, Mitchell picked up a yellow card on the other side, and then Greenwis on this side. And that time, Herzog right up Main Street. 2-1 Pittsburgh.
Which turned out to be the game winner.
We talked about it during the match. Mitchell, whether or not that shoulder came out of socket, in fact it did, went back in and then finished out the game. What a gutsy performance by Trey Mitchell, and he gets the win this evening for Pittsburgh.
That's going to be one sore shoulder tomorrow.
And on top of all of it, he's got to get back on the plane to go home. So that will be a long plane ride. Next game for the Riverhounds, they're going to be taking on Bethlehem. August 26th at 7 p.m. Gotta love that Highmark Stadium right there on the banks of the Allegheny. And St. Louis's next game will be a little bit earlier. That will be on August 23rd against the Roughnecks, also at 7 p.m., but that one will be Central Time. Very entertaining match. Albert enjoyed it very much. It was a lot of fun to see Corey Herzog pick up his 8th and 9th of the season, and Seth Rudolph his 44th. Great job by everybody in the production team to pick players to watch, and they just happened to score the 3 goals that we had tonight.
Oh, yeah, they hit it on the head. I mean, both these players showed up. Exceptional night of soccer. Very entertaining.
All right, thanks for joining us. He's Albert. I'm Bruce. St. Louis falls to Pittsburgh 2-1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.